Hi guys. My name is Miss Buckley and I'm going to be your child's teacher this year. So I wanted to go through this PowerPoint real quick to kind of give you some really important information about starting school and what to expect during the year. So let me get started. First, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Miss Buckley, and I have a Bachelor of Arts degree in grades 1st through 8th from Southeastern Louisiana University in Hammond, Louisiana. And I also went back after that and got my kindergarten certification from LSU in Baton Rouge. My first 8 years of teaching was at Bellingrath Hills Elementary in Central Louisiana. And then I've taught the last 15 years here at Eastside Elementary. This will be my 16th year at this school and my 24th year of teaching kindergarten. I have only taught kindergarten and nothing else. My philosophy of education is to make learning fun, have high expectations for academics as well as behavior, and have a variety of hands-on activities to facilitate students' learning, and to create a family environment in which a child feels safe, secure, and loved while they're learning. Now, on the first day of school, I want to talk about some really important things that you will need to know. On testing day, I gave you a little name badge that looks like this, a little name badge. Please make sure that you write your child's first and last name and the teacher's name, that's me, Miss Buckley, on the name badge and stick it to your child's shirt on the first day of school. That will help us sort the children by what teacher they belong to and get them to the correct classroom every morning. Students may begin arriving on campus at 8 o'clock in the morning. However, because of the virus, parents will not be allowed to walk their child to the classroom this year. Helpers will be in hallways to help the kindergartners get to class. They will use the name badge that you put on their shirt to know where to take them. The tardy bell rings at 8:30 and all students should be in class by that time every day. I strongly recommend eating breakfast at home. Breakfast will be free, but for the first day, due to our first day of school jitters and nerves, the children may not do too well to eat breakfast at school. So we're asking that maybe you might want to feed them at home before the nerves get started, and then bring them on to school afterwards or send them on the bus afterwards, and don't eat that day at school. After that, though, once they learn it's really not a scary place and it's all going to be okay, then you can have them eat breakfast at school if you wish. Now, when your child gets home from school every afternoon, they will have a car necklace or a bus necklace, depending on which way they get home in the afternoon. Please take that necklace off of them and put it in their blue folder that they'll bring home in their book sack every day, and it'll be there for the next day. We'll wear it home again. The necklace is for the teachers to sort the children where they need to go in the afternoon and make sure everybody gets in the right place. So we ask that you always take it off when they get home, put it in their folder to return to me the next day, because I have to put it on them at the end of the day again every day for about 2 weeks. And then the children will know exactly where they go at the end of the day without my help. But in the beginning, I don't know how they go in my memory, and they don't know how they go. So I have to make sure I have that quick visual around their neck to make sure they're in the right spot. Then on the back of the buses, we will have personal contact information. So if the bus driver has an issue where they need to contact the mom or the dad, please make sure that the phone number and the address on the back of the bus is correct. If it's not, if you have a Sharpie, please correct it. If you don't have any way to do that, then please write a note to the teacher and let her know what to change. Also, because of the virus, we are not going to have our water fountains turned on for the children to drink water at school. So we're asking that you send a water bottle already filled with water and have their name labeled on the water bottle and have it come to school each day. We'll have them sitting out by their number in the hallway, and after we go to the bathroom every day, they will be allowed to drink sips out of their water bottles instead of the water fountain. So please, starting on the first boy and girl day, go ahead and start sending that water bottle. It's important. As far as academics go, if you're wondering what you can expect in kindergarten, well, math is going to be a balance of hands-on and paper pencil activities. And mostly in kindergarten, it's going to be a focus of number sense, but there are other things we'll learn as well. In reading, there's going to be a lot of phonemic awareness. That's just the sounds you hear, and also phonics, where you put those sounds and the print together, coupled with sight words, letter recognition, blending, reading, and writing. In social living, we will do character education, science, and social studies activities. And kindergarten is a very fast-paced, rigorous curriculum these days. It is not just a social experience, so please take it seriously. Ancillary activities, that's where we go different places during the day. We go to computer lab every day for 30 minutes, and they get to either work on computers or have small group instruction in there. And in PE, they will visit the gym for 30 minutes a day, except on Tuesdays, in which we will visit library instead. And that's for 30 minutes. As far as the curriculum goes, like I told you, in math, it's mostly about number sense, but we do learn about shapes and counting sets of objects to match numbers and place value and measurement and all kinds of things. Learning will be done with fewer skills, but we go more in depth. Our new math program, which is brand new to us this year, is called Ready Math, and it involves a lot of math conversations between the students and their teacher. So they're going to be problem solving. It's all about problem solving and talking about what is the problem and how do we solve it. In reading, your child will be taught all letters and sounds by the end of November. So before we get out for Thanksgiving, we'll know all our letters and sounds. By the end of kindergarten, your child should be able to read words, some books, and write using what they know about their letters and sounds. Writing will be a huge focus. We have a new program called Hooked on Writing. We've been doing it for about 3 years now, and your child will learn how to write an opinion, informative, and narrative response in a paragraph form consisting of 5 sentences or more. So it sounds pretty scary, but something we kindergartners do is the teachers give the children baby steps on how to do everything. So we're going to baby step them, and we'll do 1 sentence a day and teach them how to do it. So it's not that scary when we break it down to simple 1 sentence a day lessons. Again, like I told you, rigorous and fast-paced curriculum in kindergarten now. If your child had a pre-K experience and already knows some letters, sounds, sight words, that kind of thing, numbers, well, then this won't be so hard for them. But if your child did not have pre-K experience and there's not been a lot of prepping going on at home, well, this is going to be a little bit of a struggle, and we're going to have to work through it together. What can you do to help your child at home? Well, you can be sure that your child does all the homework each night. Be sure to review any worksheets that come home that we did in class that day. Review them if your child had some circles around some things or notes written on there that they had some trouble and needed my help. Then that may be something you want to go over again at home just to make sure they understand. I try to do that with them, but if you do it again at home, it will just reinforce that. Be sure to practice letters, sounds, sight words every night. Practice the skills listed on your homework page that will come home every day. Purchase index cards if you can to make flashcards at home. You can make your own alphabet cards, and you can make your own sight word cards and your own number cards, and that will help a lot. Take kindergarten seriously, just like you would any other grade. It's not just a social come to school and make friends experience anymore. This is real school. It's what you used to think about first grade. Kindergarten is now that. We're like first grade. Here are our grades. We have E for excellent, which is a 93 to 100%. Satisfactory is an S, 80 to 92%. N is needs improvement, 68 to 79%. And U is unsatisfactory, 67% and below. On the behavioral section, you'll see pluses for satisfactory, a minus sign for needs improvement, and an X for unsatisfactory. You will see these on report cards and on interim reports like progress reports. I only write E, S, N, and U on test papers. I don't write them on practice, so don't be looking for that. If it's just a practice page, it'll just have a happy face or a note. If it's a test, I will have to write the actual grade that your child earned on that test. So I will actually write E, S, N, or U based off of what grade they earned. Now, every day your child will take home a blue folder that looks like this. It will have a cover sheet on it. I haven't put the cover sheets yet because I don't have my student rosters at this time that I'm making this video. But these blue folders will go home every single day, and inside the blue folder, I will put all kinds of notes and different things. This is where you will put your child's bus or car tag. Here's where you will see your child's weekly homework goes right here. This is the behavior section where we'll put green happy faces or whatever color. This is the kindergarten scoop. It tells you what's coming up during the week and the skills that we're working on. So every day next to the behavioral section, you will sign your initials and you will check here to make sure you've done all the homework. When I put homework in these folders, they will be on the return to school side. So actually, these pages will go over here on the return to school side, and anything that comes back to school, this behavior sheet stays in here all the time. You never ever take it out, even on Fridays. Don't take this out. This is for the teacher to take out. And back behind there will be any notes or any homework pages that your child is responsible for the night. If you have any payments, any notes, or any kind of monies or anything that has to come to school, please put that in the blue folder in an envelope labeled with your child's name and what it's for. So let's pretend that it's smoothie day and you want to send your child's $3 for a smoothie. The $3 needs to go in an envelope with your child's name on it inside the blue folder. I check the folders and I take them all out. Make sure your name is on it, because when I'm in a hurry, I'm taking things out of the folder and then I'm going to have an envelope with no name and I don't know who it belongs to. So please always write your child's name and what the money is for. Sometimes I'm getting money for 4 different things and I don't know which one it goes to. So please make sure you label it thoroughly. Please read the announcements, check behavior, sign, and do homework each night that's coming home in your blue folder. Papers done in class will also be in the folder every day. It will be on the keep at home side over here. These will be our practice sheets that we do at school, the ones I've already checked for the day. They'll go home here and you can see exactly what your child did while they were at school today. Just the paperwork. That's not all we do, but that's just the paperwork that you see. Let's see. If, like I told you before, if your child misses something on the worksheet from class, go over it again to make sure they understand their mistake so that the next day they'll understand it better. I already told you about ES, N, and U, and that I will be the one to remove that newsletter sheet every week. Please do not take that out of the folder yourself. I keep them. Now, homework will be every single day. Reading homework will usually be a reading page, which enforces skills that we've practiced at school. So it'll just practice like letters, sounds, sight words, reading some sight word sentences, blending some things. That's what it's going to be about. In math, we will start each week with a parent letter. This is brand new series, so it's going to start with a parent letter, and then each night there will be a worksheet that kind of matches what we did in class. So if you don't really understand the worksheet, look what we did in class, and that should give you a clue on how to do the homework. Homework supplies will be needed. So sometimes during homework, you might need scissors, pencils, glue sticks, or glue, or a bottle. It could be a glue stick or a glue bottle, and crayons. So make sure you keep them in a Ziploc bag or a box or container for homework purposes only. That way you always have what you need if you do that. Now, in the classroom, we do have some rules, of course. Everywhere you go in life, there are rules you have to follow. Well, in class, you have 5 main rules to follow, and these are the rules. Keep your hands, feet, and all objects to yourself. Show respect to everyone. Listen carefully and follow directions. Be prepared for all activities, and speak only with permission. So it means you have to raise your hand and take your turn. Now, if you do a really good job with all of those things, we give out all kinds of wonderful rewards like Happy Faces stickers, candy praise, Pops rewards, smart cookies, and air hugs. And it's so fun. And treasure box prizes too. And then one of the things listed was Pops. So normally we have big Pops parties at school where there are these huge parties, and everybody who has had good behavior for a certain period of time will get invited to the party. But due to the virus, we can't do that this year. So we're doing something a little bit different. It will be a class party of some kind or a class reward of some kind. So what happens is the POPS is a school-wide positive discipline plan in which teachers will reward children with good behavior. The POPS rewards are approximately every 4.5 weeks. There will be a class celebration to reward students with good behavior. Students will earn a POPS check on our chart for every green happy face that comes home in their behavior section of the blue folder. A student must earn enough green checks every 4.5 weeks to participate. There will be more information given later as to what kind of celebrations we will actually be having in our classroom. So it might be something real simple as Hat Day, but it's a reward that they get to participate in for having good behavior. Now, if your child did not have good behavior a lot of days, that just means they won't get to wear their hat that day. There are some consequences to our behavior too. Just like there are rewards, there are also consequences so that you can learn from your mistakes and try not to do that again. So every day we start on our green section of our ice cream cone in our room, and our name starts on the green. That's good. We would like to stay on green the whole day, but sometimes that doesn't happen. So if you get in trouble for breaking one of our 5 rules, then you get a warning. The warning is a blue. I don't even list it on here because nothing happens when you get blue. It's just a warning. If you stay on that blue for the rest of the day, you get to go back to green and get your green happy face for the day and your green check. However, if you still are having trouble following rules after your warning, you go to the yellow. The yellow is a straight face in your folder to send to your parents, and you get a timeout during half of our center time where we get to do things, play things in the classroom. Then if you still get in trouble again, that's an orange, which is a sad face in your folder. And then your timeout for the whole time that we're in centers, and you have to do some type of paper pencil work instead. And if you still get in trouble again, this is the worst color, which is red. And red is a sad face in your folder for parents to see. You get a timeout during center time, which is also some type of work. And you do not get to go play at recess. You will have to go to the detention room, which in kindergarten we call it the punish room because they don't really know what detention is. Then if your child gets on red a lot, I'm sorry. If your child gets on red a lot, well, then we keep track of how many reds they get, and they start to get certain consequences there as well. So if the first red is recess detention, like I told you. The second red, we get recess detention and a phone conference with the parent. So I would have to call you. The third red is the student goes to the office to have a conference with the principal about their behavior. They do not get a formal write-up about this, but they do call them in there to talk about what's going wrong with their behavior and how can they fix it. What can the student do to be sure they don't get any more reds? So they try to do a conference before anything really bad happens. Then the fourth red is detention, and I have to call you into the school to have an in-person conference. Well, that might not be able to happen during COVID. I may have to do another phone call because parents aren't allowed to come to campus. The fifth red would be an office referral. That means they actually get a write-up this time and go visit the principal. And then the sixth red, seventh red, eighth red, and the principals get to decide what the punishment is during office referral times. Then it's completely out of my hands at that point. It's all up to the administration what's going to happen next. So we never, ever, ever want to get down to the fifth, sixth, seventh, or eighth red. In fact, we don't even want one, but sometimes it happens once in a while. It doesn't happen that often in kindergarten, but when it does, we have to address it so that the children can learn their lesson and try to behave themselves at school. Now, supply fee, let's switch to that. It's $45. You pay online, and the payments are due October 7th. So you can start paying online now and have them paid by October 7th. If you have to pay half now and half by October 7th, that's fine, but you have to pay the full $45 by the October 7th date. Red and blue rest mat, we need that. Try not to get the really thick ones. We want the little thin ones because we have to fit them in our cubbies in our room, and they're very small cubbies. And the mats, when they're the thick kind, they take up the entire cubby with no room for a book sack or a jacket. So please try to get the thin ones. We do not use blankets or pillows or mat covers due to lice situations, and we do not want that to spread. Your child may keep a sweater or a jacket in their book sack. Sometimes if they get cold in the classroom, they can wear them. And even at rest time, they can put it on if they feel like it's too cold. I usually try to turn the air condition at least one of them off so it won't be so freezy cold while they're sleeping. They need a book sack that is large enough for them to hold their folder and a jacket, and they need to be able to open and close it by themselves. One zipper bag is needed to hold crayons in their chair pocket. I don't have desks. I have chair pockets. So if you could get a little zipper bag like this, it doesn't have to be big as this one, but something that has a zip and you can put your crayons inside, pencils. We're not going to be sharing crayons or pencils this year. They're going to have something to keep it in. Not a Ziploc bag. It needs to be one of those zipper pencil bags that you can buy at Dollar Tree or Walmart or somewhere like that. And this one is like a actual bank bag, but it doesn't have to be a bank bag. It can be. Those are really durable. But if you could get one of those, they need to have that for their chair pocket. We don't have desk, and crayons will be everywhere without this material. So please send that in by August 21st at the latest. As soon as possible is better. I also ask if you could send in a 4-pack of Play-Doh for your child and label it with your child's name. Send that also by August 21st. A large bag of M&Ms, Goldfish crackers, or Teddy Grahams, any flavor. Choose at least one and send that by August 21st. And a bag of individually wrapped candy that includes no nuts, peanut butter, or strawberries or strawberry flavored items. So Starburst would be a no because that has strawberry flavored Starburst in those packages. So try to send something that doesn't contain nuts, peanut butter, strawberries, or anything strawberry flavored. So Suckers would be a no. The reason why we say that is for allergy purposes. We have children at our school who have allergies to those things. So if they get touched by someone with peanut butter or nuts or strawberry flavored items, they start to have a reaction. So please do not send anything with those things in them. And that individually wrapped candy should be sent also by August 21st. So everything that you need to send supplies for me would be by August 21st, but the zipper bag as soon as possible. Here's the online payment thing. You will automatically get emailed receipts when you pay online. You can pay almost any school fee at this website, lpsb.org. So that means you would be able to pay if you want to buy a Spirit shirt to wear on Fridays. There's $10. You can go on there and find the Spirit shirt thing and pay that. You can pay whatever you need to pay online. Then let's talk about water bottles again. Water bottles are allowed. Please send a leak-proof bottle or thermos that's already filled with plain water. Be sure that your child is able to open and close the container all by themselves. Practice, if necessary, how to open the bottles or the thermos. Be sure to label your child's water bottle with his or her first and last names, because they're going to go in the hallway up against the wall by their number, and we will use those as we come back from the bathroom. Masks are not a requirement in kindergarten this year due to the virus, but we do encourage them as a means of protection. If your child is going to wear a mask, please label the mask with your child's first and last name. Each side is going to provide one lanyard to go around the neck for each child to attach the mask to try to prevent them from getting lost. Masks can be solids, patterns, or any colors, cartoon characters, but no words or slogans, no advertisements, or inappropriate graphics. Bandanas will not be permitted, but gator-style masks are permitted. Birthdays, well, due to the virus, we will not be having birthday treats at school this year, but we will still sing the birthday song. Your child will get a pencil, a crown, and a sticker for his or her birthday. So please don't send any cupcakes or cookies or anything like that. We can't have them. Snack time. We will have snack time every day at the end of the day. You will be responsible for sending one snack each day in your child's book sack. It will be just for your child. Normally, we would send home a snack bag, and your child, about once a month, your child will be responsible for bringing snack for the whole class. But due to the virus, we can't do that anymore. So now you will send one snack in your child's book sack for your child to eat. So make sure it's something your child likes to eat. Now, it needs to be a pre-packaged, store-bought snack. Cannot be a homemade snack. It is best to send one that cannot be crushed in your book sack. So some parents like to send those little Debbie snack cakes. Well, they get crushed and they're all crumbly by the time we get to the end of the day, and it's just a mushy mess. So try to send something that will not be a mushy mess by the end of the day. We will send a list of suggested snacks home. You will be given that on testing day, or you were given that on testing day. Please begin sending the daily snack on boy and girl day. We will start snack day right away. Please do not send snacks containing nuts of any kind, peanut butter, or strawberries, or anything strawberry flavored due to students with severe allergies to these food items. Now, as far as medicine goes, there will be no medicine administered at school except for those approved by Mr. Foster. That means the teacher in the office will not be allowed to give your child antibiotics, pain relievers, or cough drops. Please do not send these items to school with your child. These items, even cough drops, will be confiscated and sent to the office. The most that we can do for your child is check temperatures, give ice packs, call parents, and of course, give hugs. Now, to be honest, With this virus out here like it is, if your child is sick, they should be staying home. If there's any question at all whether your child is sick, they should not be coming to school because we do not want to spread anything up here. We would like to keep everybody safe and healthy. So please, if you think your child is sick, please do not send them to school on that day. Now, this says important. Please see the last 2 pages of the student handbook that you got at testing day, that red covered book, to see the COVID-19 procedures. So if you suspect your child has it or has been diagnosed, there are procedures for what you must do to inform the school. So please follow those procedures very closely. They're in your handbook. Now, I already told you about bus or car tags. Remember, this is the necklace they're going to wear around their neck. You're going to put it on them, take it off of them every afternoon and put it back in their folder. I'll put it on them every day before they come home. It's my way of making sure they're in the right place. So when I am taking everybody to the red bus, every kid in that line should have a red bus necklace. And if someone has a yellow bus necklace in the red line, they're in the wrong spot. I can quickly see that at a glance and get them where they belong. So that is the most important thing you can do for me every day, is to make sure your child has that bus or car tag in their folder. And even though I say this every single year, I still have parents who never send that bus or car tag back. So every day I'm having to make brand new ones. I don't have that kind of time. So please make sure you send it every day. We will follow this procedure for 2 full weeks, so try not to lose that. We ask that on the first day of school, you send your kid to school the normal way. So if your child's going to ride a bus every day to school, make sure that that's the way they go home that day. So let's say their regular bus way to go home is to ride the red bus. Well, on the first day of school, please let them ride the red bus so they can learn their routine from day one. It gets really confusing to them if it's a flip-flop thing. Bus, car, bus, car. That is too hard. And that's the last point, bulleted point here. It says it is extremely important to stick to one mode of transportation in the afternoon. Students may not ride one bus one week and a different bus the next week to go back and forth between households, because that does happen. Children have to go to mom's house one week, dad's house the next, but we can't put them on red bus one week, blue bus the next. That can't happen. You guys are going to have to work out one mode of transportation in the afternoon. It gets way too confusing for the child, and it does cause mistakes to happen. Also, try to stick to your child can be carpool sometimes. And if you do have a carpool situation, like your child goes on the bus every day, but this particular day they have a doctor's appointment or something, and you need to pick them up in carpool, well, you need to write a note. Anytime you change the transportation for the day, you need to write a note. So if your child is going to go bus every day and for some reason you need to carpool on Tuesday, then you need to write Tuesday morning, my child needs to go in carpool today. And I will do my best to make sure that happens. But I need a note. If I don't have a note, your child will go the normal way. This says lunch. Your child needs to be able to open the items in his or her lunchbox all by themselves. A milk may be purchased for 35 cents. A juice box or water may be sent in the lunchbox, but no canned drinks are allowed. No fast food wrappers of any kind are allowed. So a lot of parents choose to send things like Lunchables. Well, they are very difficult for children to open. So if that's what you choose to do, please start practicing right away on how to open a Lunchable on their own. That way the teacher doesn't have to open. I have lots of kids on my roll right now, and I do not want to spend my entire lunch trying to open up all these little packets. So try to teach them how to do some of it by themselves. Just start practicing. Then it says food allergies. If you if your child has an allergy to something, you must fill out a school form about allergies and have your doctor sign it. This form has to be returned to school ASAP so we can follow that doctor form. Be sure to notify your teacher right away if your child has a food allergy. We need to know that. That's highly important. Dress code, just follow the dress code policy in the student handbook. The one thing I do have to say is if your child is going to bring a jacket or sweater, you probably should write the name on the tag on the inside with a Sharpie, because so many of these jackets and sweaters look alike and they get lost at PE or on the playground. They get turned into lost and found, and then sometimes they live there for a very long time. So if it has a name on it, they'll know who to return it to when it's found. Also, if your child wears hair bows, headbands, jewelry, etc., that is permitted. You can wear those things. However, if they start taking it off during lessons and playing with it, it will go in the book sack. They will get a warning, and if they do it again, it has to go away because it's too distracting. Then all the kids around them will be watching them play with it, and nobody's learning a thing. Please make sure you fill out all of the forms in that you were given on testing day and return them if you haven't. And also the first page in the student handbook. Sign that and return it to me ASAP, please. There's some other important news. Due to the virus, we cannot have class parties right now, field trips, parent lunch days, pops parties, or on-campus conferences until further notice. So any conferences that we may need to have will have to be phone ones right now. Things could change through the year as we get more updates determined by the virus phases. So it depends on if we would move to phase 3 or phase 4 on how the rules will change. So for right now, we're phase 2. These things really can't happen. Now, if for some reason the virus does spread and we do get shut down and have to go virtual, well, virtual students will be logging into a thing called Clever, which is a hub for learning apps. So within Clever, students will scroll down to the bottom of the screen to click the Seesaw app. Seesaw is the app that our virtual learning platform will be for the whole school year. We will do everything from Seesaw. You can get to Seesaw through Clever. We will spend some time in class learning how to log into Clever and see how to get to Seesaw to do activities. We will only use Seesaw if students go completely virtual, other than when we practice in the classroom or computer lab on how to do it, so that if we do go virtual, they kind of are familiar. Parents of children attending school in person will not be responsible for Seesaw activities, lessons unless we go completely virtual. So if your child attends school every day with me, you do not have to worry about Seesaw unless we end up virtual. And then parents of Group C students, they are our virtual children who are staying home to learn every day. You parents are responsible for Seesaw activities and lessons. So I hope that clears up any questions you might have had about what happens if we do have virus at school and we have to close down and go virtual. This is where we'll be working from. You will log into Clever, go to Seesaw, everything will be in Seesaw, and it's pretty easy. You will like Seesaw. Some teacher wishes. These are things that we could use in our classroom. So if you are feeling generous and you want to contribute to our classroom, we could use some bags of individually wrapped candy that do not have those things children are allergic to, like nuts, peanut butter, strawberries. Teddy grams of different flavors like chocolate chip, honey, cinnamon, or chocolate. Goldfish, bags of M&Ms, treasure box trinket items that they get treasure box prizes for their behavior. So any little small toys, notepads, fake jewelry, party favors, no horns or whistles or silly string, please. Band-Aids, we can always use those. We always have ouchies to cover with Band-Aids. Antibacterial hand soap or disinfectant wipes if possible. Sometimes that right now it's kind of hard to find those things, but if you do have some and are willing to share, we would love to have it. Some white cardstock. We make lots of games and things on white cardstock and colored cardstock of any kind. So if you feel like you want to contribute something, want to know how you can help, these are things that we use quite often in class. In closing, I just want you to know that I look forward to getting to know you and your children, and I promise to do my best to take care of your babies and keep you well informed of their progress. I will expect a lot from them academically and behaviorally, but I will also love and guide them to become the best little kindergarten children they can be. I am sure that we all will all work together to make this kindergarten year a complete success. I hope that this video has given you some good pointers about what needs to be done on the first day of school, and you can refer back to that if you need to on that first day of school slide, and what to do if you need to pay a fee or whatever. If you can always refer back to this and see what you need to do. So I hope it was helpful, and I look forward to getting to know you guys, and thank you for tuning in today. Thank you.